Alrighty. I think we are streaming. I'm Sean Darling, as you know, and today we're going to be looking at Inkarnate 2.0. I don't know a dang thing about it. I know what it is. I've used Inkarnate before, but I'm going to be completely lost today. So enjoy that. And then we're going to just sort of bebop around and see what we can find in here, and hopefully it's cool. All right. Let me just transition over there. I got some maps, old maps of mine here, but we're going to start on a brand new map because I want a full brand new experience instead of anything I've made like my old Whisperwood or the Angry Unicorn or this one, or I have no idea what that one is, or Wienerva, which looks like a hammer. And things like that. So let's go ahead and just create a new map here. It says right here 2.0 launches December 8th. That's today. And so I know I have it. I know I've already, accepted that fact, my fate. I'm going to create a new map here. Let's see. So there's a whole bunch of new tools like using walls and stuff. Before you had to kind of place wall bits. And now you can actually supposedly use them a lot like dungeon drafts where you're kind of drawing them out and so forth. I'm really curious to see how that works. So I think I'm going to start off with this fantasy battle map. It's an overhead, style battle map. So we're just going to say okay. 40 by 30, 30 by 40, 40 by 40. Not much difference. Let's just go with a medium. We'll call this one Stream World. It sounds really wrong, but let's go ahead and say it because this is just going to be like a Stream Castle or whatever. And this is just going to give us a medium size, not a big deal, and we can check it out. There's a whole bunch of new brush tools and things too, they say, so I'm pretty excited. Create map. So it's all supposed to be faster, blah, blah, blah. Right here they're asking if there's, if we have any suggestions on how they can improve it. This ground here looks to me like one of the Bailey Wiki backgrounds. I wonder if he was involved in this because I know he sells stuff in the shop. So I'm just kind of wondering if he was involved in some of the development. So what it looks like is we have our objects, we have our grid that we can turn off or on. That's a pretty good size grid considering these are like, what, 1-inch squares? I guess. I'm assuming that. Our background is here, which we can, looks like we have a brush tool, edit brush, brush size, dirt. I don't know how you do layers. I have no clue. You can add a layer right here. Look at that. Dirt, softness, etc. So we can click here, evidently, and go to the catalog. And then we have a whole bunch of junk, man. Which looks pretty cool. These are new, apparently, so let's just paint a little in there. Look at that. How cool now that you can do that in here. You could do this in Dungeon Draft, but it's really awesome, and you could undo straight like normal undoing. It's really awesome that you can do this in here now. I'm going to make a kind of like a road, let's just say, that uses this and comes up to our, whatever our castle stuff is here. This is just background here. I'm just painting on the background. Cool. So you have your grid, you have your objects, that's where they will go. Your base color is just going to be the standard, outer base color or whatever's under this, right? And let's pick back in the catalog. Let's go ahead and find something else because I was thinking maybe making the edges a bit darker. There's some dark dirt. Imagine that. Let's just paint in some of that. Let's see. I'm gonna try and lighten that up so we can change the opacity, which is amazing. Not of the entire layer, which is always good. I'm glad they sorted that. We're just gonna paint in some of this dark dirt sort of around the edges. I wish you could sort of blur. I guess you can. Well, the softness is all the way up, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and turn up the brush size because that way I can sort of make a little softer edge. I'm just trying to darken the edges of the map, so I think that looks really good there. So far so good, guys. So far pretty impressive. Cool. I'm just trying to bring a little focus to the central part. You can click again, go back into your catalog. This didn't seem this easy before. A lot, you know, it really didn't. So I'm gonna make a smaller brush, use some of these sort of pebbly kind of vibey rocks here. Let's zoom in to here. I'm enjoying working with this already, guys. Like they maybe build up some of the stones around the edges here. You know, that works. Just be as wonky and whatever as I feel like. Cool. My opacity's down, I just realized. So we'll pull that back up and start, you know, creating a little edge here. This is just the paint though. So let's come back. Let's make a wall that goes there, right? So we'll go back to our objects layer, and we could add more than one layer, obviously. And we got stamps here, we've got text, we've got lines, we've got shapes, we've got paths. So I'm assuming shapes is going to give us something like walls and whatnot, like in Dungeon Draft. I'm just assuming. So let's check out shapes. I don't know what they're doing or how to use them. So I'm going to go shapes. We either got paths or groups. I'm going to turn on shapes here. I don't know how to use them. Enable a layer selection filter. No. Brush tool. This is to paint your land. The background. This is, let me try here, the line tool. Here is a shape tool right here. So we're going to create and edit shapes. We go with this. Now how do we make this? Well, there you go. Perfect answer. Brick wall. Look at that. That's pretty phenomenal. And look at that. You can cut into them. One question I would have right away. Can you adjust the points like you do in Dungeon Draft? Because that is a pretty cool thing that we all like to do, is to pull around these points for custom placement of those. I'm curious. I'm not seeing that yet. The line tool, oh, that makes some beautiful stuff. So you could use the line tool instead if you didn't want to make those basic shapes. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you made a really thick line, you get a really thick wall. That's pretty phenomenal. Okay, let's undo this. I'm going to undo that. So shapes is basically going to give us you know, the outer wall kind of thing. Now, can we come in here and grab that and turn it? You betcha. Wonderful. It's like, can it do this? And yeah, I guess it can. Okay, let's say I want to erase part of that wall. Can we do that? I don't know. Go back to our line tool, pin, nodes, portals. The shapes now, can we erase part of that? So free draw. This is what I was looking for before, I think. So then can we turn that into that? And I don't know. I guess you have to somehow accept the wall or something. Let me see. I'm just guessing, guys. Totally guessing how this works. I don't understand, you know, how you're supposed to. Oh, I guess you click the add button. Awesome. Let's see now. Color, you can change the color as you do this. Are you serious? So you can pick solid lines. You could pick, let's say, this guy now. Concrete wall. Change the scale before you do it. That's good. You can go back on your recents. Sublayer opacity. That's full. You can change your blend modes. Catalog, let's just say, oh, this is great. This is really great compared to what it was. It really is. I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll go ahead and add that just to see. I'm just curious. I'm poking around. I want to be able to move my points. This is something I'm curious about. So that's that. Here's nodes. Looky, here they are. Holy Lord. Great stuff. Who's excited, man? Who is excited about this? This is everything Dungeon Draft is. And I hate to say it, I love Dungeon Draft, but man, this really, it's a level up, is it not? Come on, guys. I think my camera is covering something in the upper right. There we go. Let me just go ahead and transition that over. You guys can see we got our layers here. This is pretty, it's pretty amazing, dudes. All right. So anyway, let's delete that shape real quick. I'm just doing the run through, freaking out a little bit, just going, oh, this is great. This is great. There's a lot of stuff that was here. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't. This wall tool being in here, I use it all the time, obviously, in Dungeon Draft and in the other one. Wow. Cool. Okay, so let's see what can be in the brush tool. I guess anything. If we wanted to go shape grid blocks. So you can paint that way. This is Dungeon Draft that I gotta say, arranged better. For starters. So color, you can just paint color straight in now. Oh yeah. You don't even have to use the grid blocks. You can actually use a shape. You can just use the brush shape as a circle. Oh, look at that blood, right? This is pretty exciting, guys. This is pretty exciting. So if you want to make a blood pool now, check it. Boom. Done. All right. There's nothing else you could say about that. Let's go with the texture. Let's say we're going to use something else. I'm just going to go through, man. The catalog, look at all these new things. I mean, you got to be excited with me here, guys. Come on. I'm going to go ahead and flip this around, a little flippity-jippity. Who's excited? This is going to be, I need to make another layer, though, because this is on the background. I don't know if I want it on the background, because it'd be good to use it as a brush layer, right? Does that sound good? Think so. So this will go under, it should go under my walls. Yeah. So that brush layer is there. Let's try to open that back up. Where'd my stuff go? I want to make sure, here we go, that this is here. We have that, and we're just going to say apply, and look at there. Now, can we move? You can. Oh my God, you totally can. Turn the rotation of the texture and change its scale. Of course you can. It's Inkarnate. Of course you can do that. Okay, cool. That looks close enough. I'm going to apply that. Look at that. Fantastic. And it looks to me like the walls are already pre-shadowed, which in Dungeon Draft you always have to paint your shadows. It's fine if you, I would like the option though, if you could paint the shadows or not would be cool. I don't know if you can or can't in here. So let's see, with that precision, with that other blah blah, is there a shadow option? I'm just curious. Blending mode, blur, blah, 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 concrete wall. Here's some offset caps, ends, nodes, shadows. Look at that. Pow. It happens on creation, it looks like. So if you have it off and you do a wall and you agree, you have no shadow. But if you go in here and you turn the shadow on and you make a wall, you have shadows. That is fantastic, guys. I'm serious. Everything about this is good. All right, let's see. In Dungeon Draft, we have a portal tool. And I'm just, oh, look at that. Portals. I was just talking about it. All right, so if we want here, click and drag anywhere on a wall or room or path to add a new portal. Click on any portal to select it, blah, blah, blah. Click and drag a portal to move it. Cool. All right, so fine. Let's go ahead and click and drag, I guess, like that. I don't understand. Click and drag anywhere on a wall. Okay, so we'll probably be on a wall and we click and drag. I'm not seeing how that works. Do I have it on a brush layer? No, don't want to do that. My objects, I guess I have to select the wall first, maybe. And then we go maybe to the line tool here on a portal. Yeah, I'm not seeing how this works, guys. So guides, what guides? What am I doing wrong? Shape brick wall, there it is. Gotcha. You have to click over here on the specific object first. And then now we could say, put me a door here. Cut path. Okay, I'm trying to, I guess you do 2 of them. Pow, look at that. You got to be smarter than the thing you're looking at. So now I'm going to try and select these nodes. Free draw, pin, nodes. So I'm going to select, let's say, this node. Is there a thingy that lets me adjust this node? Because I want to be able to take this node and say, use, what do you call it? I want to be able to use a cap or something on the end of that. So I know it was here. I saw it earlier. Brick wall. Here's some filters here. Let's go with ends. I don't know what I have accomplished by doing that. No, didn't want to do that. Undo. This is great. I mean, it's really great. It might only apply to, you know, the ones that have already been done. I don't know. I'll have to play with this a lot to find that out. So I think this is upon creation, though, all of this stuff. So let me go back into the objects and look at this. Just find out if we've got some stone blocks. You know what I mean? Some posts. This is what I look for in Dungeon Draft. So let's just say post. Look at this. You could upload, make your own junk. Column probably, right? I think that's how you spell column. Maybe with one L. I don't know. Let me see. I'm just going to start looking here. Castle. There's some interesting stuff. That's full castles. This is like a brick wall. Castle 2. These are all new, which we want. So I want those just a post, just a stone block. Let me see. These are great categories, though. Some great, I mean, the art is fantastic. Come on, people. Start commenting. Right over here in the chat. I know you're watching. Let's see. Battlefield. This is all new stuff here. Very cool. Let's see. Caves. Nice. Okay. Core. I'm assuming this is just the standard stuff. See, like, I'm just looking for a post like this. This says wooden wall, but, you know, it's that kind of thing. Just a stone block, a square, just a square stone block. I think this would be easier to search and find, but I'm not complaining. It's phenomenal. So I'm going to go back just to this It's fantasy battle maps, then you got classic battle maps. Oh, it's the old school drawing stuff. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, let's see. Battlefield camp. Let's go back to Castle or Castle 2.0. I'm just going to find like something like this rock here. It's a bit big. It's not really what I was looking for. But it'll work for what I'm doing. Let's make it just a slight bit bigger. Who isn't excited? I mean, seriously. So you can just throw on 2 of these and go find me a door. So let's just go back to our objects. How come Go back to objects. I just want to search. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Oh, catalog. That's right. So, door. Look. We just need to look in the whole catalog, I guess. Yep. Look at these freaking doors, man. Beautiful stuff. Big gates. Gates. Door. I'm just going to grab this door. And we will scale it down a bit. We will rotate it. This is fun. This is fun, guys. There we go. Rotate that a little more. I like to be a little more precise, I suppose. Look at that. So now when we scale out, or when we zoom out, I think I did not put in my little outer bits or something. Okay, that works. That's cool. So you have the 1, 2, and the 3. That's cool. Very nice. So we go back to our catalog. What do we want next? Let's get some more walls up in here. There's a line tool. There's a shape tool. I'm just going to use the line tool for now. And I wonder if there is a way you can set it to be perfectly straight, probably using nodes right here. So this way you can, or the pin, maybe it's the pin. Yeah, that's the one I want. So let's just say we come in here. There's going to be a room. Let's say of this size right here. We click enter, boom. You gotta love this crap. Sorry. I'm going to now click on my, how do you find your nodes for your walls? I'm assuming probably something I should not do. Let's go back into the line tool. Can we just move them? There's the nodes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Of course. Something like that. Good enough. It's not perfect, I know, but it's at an angle, so I'm having a hard time even seeing what I'm doing. Come on, people. Who's excited about this? This is amazing. They've really done this up. Oh, shut up. Nice. Exactly what we needed. Exactly. All right, so let's try that door thing again. So within here, I want to create a portal once more. Look at this. You just make sure you're on your wall. Then you hover over it, and it creates the portal about where you're going to put it. Let's stick it not there, but like right here against the wall, so we can make a hallway that goes this way. And I say we make another one just right here. Maybe it's a wider hallway. We're going to come over to here. We're going to go back into doors. This is amazing, guys. Look at this. Simple door. But it's a beautiful simple door. Those have to be bailiwicky. They look really good. They do. Bring the scale down. Well, Inkarnate, you guys have done a great job updating this guy, because there's no complaints here, and I typically have a couple all the time. Okay, let's just drop that in there. I did not do a any kind of a door frame additional. It kind of already has one. What if you hold Alt? There we go. I was going to say, if you hold your control while you roll your mouse wheel, you do get that rotation. Nice. All right, cool. Now let's do something else. What are we doing? Let's add in another object here. I'm just going to start looking at the oh, look at this Gothic castle. What do we got? Let's get rid of the door category and just start looking at what they have in here. Roofs, sculptured wall. Looks more like a fountain, but I guess it's some type of a. This is the tops. railing. I got to remember this is the top of everything. So they're like Gothic railings, a wide arch. Looks like a freestanding. Carriage, horse, bridle. Dark wall, rubble clusters. That's going to be my new band name, Rubble Cluster. So let's just make that a little bigger. I like that. Maybe over here in the corner, we'll throw another one. Oh, look at that, and it goes random. Of course, there's like five different pieces of it. So, you know, this is a pretty low resolution map. I'm realizing that I made. But look at that. That's pretty freaking phenomenal. So text-wise, let's just stick a number 1 in here. Just because, actually, yeah, because this will be A. This can be a 1, and we're using this this particular font. I wonder if they got new fonts. Great stuff, man. I am really excited about it. Really excited about it. Undo that because for whatever reason it stuck my font over here. Let's just go back into and find it again. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't think it's going to come to be anything special with this number. It's just a number. Alright, cool. So you can twist it, turn it, etc. I wonder with these walls if you can go back in and unround the corners if you wanted to or whatever. I'm not sure. Very exciting though. I'm not sure what else to do. Can go in and paint this tile floor to be different if you want, obviously. Okay, let's just go in. Now the shape tool, I mean, that was pretty cool. It's a quick way to make walls and stuff. Let's come back in here and look for more junk. Gothic quarters. Let's just stick a vampire couch. You know, why not? Right here. I'm going to hold control and turn. We're going to obviously scale this down a bit. Maybe something like this. People are going to be like, well, why is there a couch? And you know what? We probably, in my opinion, might want to put this below the walls. But I don't know where I did my walls, so this is just a matter of, so that's my floor. My grid's up here. That's the background. I think I put my walls on well, no, they're on the right layer, I think. Yeah, they are. They're on the top layer. So if I make another layer now, pow, and put this one below the wall layer, that's how I'm going to do that. Duh. So this has nothing in it. This is where we're going to put our couch. And it should, so this is supposed to fit, oh, put on the right layer. Nope, still is not working. I was going to say this really should be, oh, it is. Cool. Yeah, I wanted it to go under the wall, so that was perfect, just like that. But these stones should really be under the couch. So I'm going to go back here and grab these. Let's see if you can do what I am trying to do here. Grabbed both. I'm going to see if I can. That'd be really cool if you could move them and drag them to another layer. But you cannot. So I don't know where I put them. They're somewhere else on my map over here probably. Because yeah, that's where I put them. So I'm just going to delete those for now. That way I can put those on the layer. This layer, if we want. I'm just going through and showing you guys what I'm discovering as I go. So with those rocks still there now, I can take them and put them. And I don't know if you can raise or lower them within a layer. You can in Dungeon Drafts, so I don't know. Let's see. This says more options: area, density, randomize, random flip, rotation, sub layer. Ah, here we go. So we're on 0 of that one, but we want to do a sub layer now. So I'll do a -1, and this should put it under. Let me see here. It should put it under the couch. Like those little ones should be under the couch now. They are. Yes. How cool. So they have everything Dungeon Draft has. I hate to say it, but Dungeon Draft might be in a little trouble. Cool. So if I were to go back in here now and select my couch, can you change colors of it? That would be, I mean, obviously I would have to have that ability. But here's custom shadow. Let's see. Non-default custom layer shadow. That's interesting. So custom means cast shadows on other objects. Cool. Blend mode, normal, blur, opacity for the couch. It's on sublayer 0. I'm really digging this. It's really easy to understand. I've never even played with Inkarnate 2, obviously, until today. And they have this new stuff, and it's really good. So if we went back, I'm assuming back to our background again, we're going to go back and find some of that stone that we used previously. It'd be nice if they had a previously used up here. Not important, though, because I like it all. Let's see, Battlefield 2. Let's see, Castle 2. Let's just go to the entire catalog. Wow. I mean, there's a lot of crap. Good crap. Not crap. Good stuff. So much. This is like... I love Dungeon Draft, though, but, man. Let's just look back. Where were we, you know? Fantasy battle maps. I was thinking, yeah, there it is. So what I wanted to do is just come in here and paint more of my little land here. Whoops. And I want to, not there, I want to be on my background. There we go. I'm going to get rid of this little weird thing I put. Okay, undo that. We don't want to be on that. I want to actually be able to paint this like so. There we go. Look at that. How beautiful is that working out? So good. Awesome. 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 There is some really good stuff in here. Now, they were talking about lighting, I thought. You probably have to paint your... I don't know if there's a lighting tool. The path tool. So you can do stuff like paths. Just curious as to where you find what path this says. Mode, free draw, segments, preview. I don't know. Here's your 3 styles. Got it. Notes, pan and zoom, text, and text labels. Meaning what? Bold it, obviously. I was wondering if there's like an actual back color, or can you put that? I would assume you can. Flip them, outline, shadow, of course. In my opinion, outline, how thick, the curve. Not sure on curve. Let's just see if that means, yes, it does. Holy crap, dudes. Okay. I'm sold. This is good stuff, man. So, spacing, line height, alignment. I thought maybe it had a background, but you can add that on yourself. Cool. Shape tool. Got the free draw, the pen, obviously the brush. So you can brush a shape. Holy crap. That's amazing. Alright, guys. Excellent. Well, I kind of want to let you go, but I kind of don't. Text tool, we've got a line tool. This will be the same, free drawing rooms and portals and stuff. Then we've got our objects. And I'm really curious, like I said, lighting wise, I think you're just going to paint your lighting. That, which I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So that's another brush layer that we could chuck like so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how I would do it. And as far as the ground, I would just use a color, I mean the lighting, something like a yellow orange, make it really bright. You can adjust the opacity and the softness, and then if you want, just come in here and, yeah, that's amazing. This is a huge game changer, guys. So let's go and find a torch. So I'm just gonna come in here and go in the very top of everything and type in torch. And just an overhead. I don't want the forward ones, something like that maybe, or something like this. Let's just grab that. We will stick that right in here. And that's going to be in our objects layer. Now if we go to our brush layer, because this has no glow, now we can start applying that. And I'm going to use a really big brush size like this so it gets that feeling. That's great. It's fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. That is really, really great. And being on a lesser or a more background layer, of course you can hide that under the walls. You can light the whole room with one torch essentially. It's really good. Cool, man, cool. Well, you know, I'm gonna play a little more. Let's just try the shape tool again. And let's grab, yeah, use that same deal. I'm going to just make a rectangle shape here that's approximately the width I'm going to make it. I think I want to see, I know that we can move this around, which is not a problem, but I want to get rid of these end walls. How would I do that? I don't know. I'm assuming it can. And if it can't, then you just draw one wall instead of an entire shape. Pretty self-explanatory in my opinion. Stamp tool, line tool, we'll go in here, we'll select nodes. Can you select nodes on a shape? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you can. And can you select segments? You can make a portal though, if you really wanted to do that. That is cool. Okay, so let's get rid of this one just because I think it is unnecessary. We'll just make a wall instead using the line tool, and we'll use this segment deal, segment tool. I don't want to cut anything. Nodes. Let's use the pin, I mean. And I don't know if we can lock that to the other nodes. It's not on the same shape, so it probably won't. Color, clipping mask. I'm not sure. Oh, non-destructively mask out objects beneath the strokes if they were erased. Exactly like I was saying to make a wall missing or whatever, or the opening. But this way, I was just going to make a hallway anyway. So essentially this would be the same thing that I wanted to accomplish. Just like so. I really want to know how to make some end caps on these though, because it doesn't seem like they really are end capped. I'm going to try this again. And you see they don't really look end capped to me. Curious. I'm more than likely using that incorrectly. So if we wanted to change the hue and then draw a wall, we now have a green wall. How cool. Alright, cool. I'm going to take this door here and see if I can just copy and paste it. Sure can. This guy will now go down there. How phenomenal is that? Flip horizontally, vertically, duplicate, copy, lock it, pop it, move layers. Look at that. Up and down layers. You can move to a specific layer. You can flatten that out. So cool. Very, very, very well done. I am really impressed with that. Cool. Well, I'll keep going. And I'll talk to you guys soon. This is what I know at the moment. I'm sure there is plenty more to see and to find and so forth. I haven't gone through entirely everything, I don't think, but very close. Enjoy it. All right. Talk to you guys later.